Are we live? Can everybody hear me? Have we figured it out? Have we figured it out? Let's see. I guess we will see in a minute if we are live, Hey, we got it all fixed. What's going on, everyone? It's Azora Hype here. We're hanging out in Hype HQ. It's a beautiful Sunday here. We're live on the Mac. My laptop, I think, died. So, I usually try to rock the laptop and I do most of my other stuff on the Mac. But howdy, how are we all doing today? Sorry to keep all of you waiting, but nonetheless, we got a lot to talk about. We're going to chat about some Game of Thrones Season 8 stuff. We got some new stuff on the wall. The Hype, I don't know if you guys can see it all back there. We got the Hall of Hype, and there's permanent spots. We got the Iron Bank of Karen. We got the Town Drunk Helen. We've got, nope. Amy True here. We got Nancy right here. We got Gemma, and then we got Archmaester Emilio in the chat. But how is everyone doing today? Everybody can hear me okay? Everybody can hear me okay? I don't got my traditional webcam, so it doesn't look as good today, but we're live streaming from the Mac. So yeah, how's everyone doing today? We're doing good? All right. Now let's get to a discussion. Today I kind of want to talk a little bit about Jaime Lannister. He's one of my favorite characters. I thought we could talk about kind of where his story is going in Game of Thrones Season 8. I thought we could talk about Cersei Lannister in relation to Jaime's story as well. I thought we could talk about how Arya fits into both of those storylines. And I thought we could talk about a little bit about Jon Snow too. So, all right, where do we want to start? Do we want to start off with Jaime? Do we want to start off with Cersei? Do we want to start off with Arya, or do we want to start off with Jon Snow? You guys let me know in the chat, and we will do it. But I think we're good now. Mostly everyone is back in the chat now. I'm mad thirsty today. For my workout today, I did twice as long, so I'm a little bit more sore and a little bit more thirsty. So Jaime Lannister votes in the chat. My John, please. I'm so happy to be with you guys on the sun. Man, it's so beautiful outside. The sun is shining. I feel great. We are, you guys see that? 16 days away from Con of Thrones. It's starting to get really close, so I'm getting really excited. Okay, it looks like the consensus is Jaime here in the chat. And thanks for the compliments on the hair. I did just get it cut by my friend here in town. He owns a barbershop. Eduardo Blanco says Jaime should learn a little bit of honor from General Okoye of Wakanda. That's pretty interesting. Jaime is one of my favorite characters. And by the way, Nancy, you got a spot in the Hall of Fame, the Hall of Hype on the Wall of Hype. Who else has got it? There's Nancy, there's Gemma, there's Emilio in the chat. Amy True's also got a spot in there. If you guys can tell, that's the Hall of Hype there. But so anyways, Jaime Lannister, we've seen him when we started off with Jaime Lannister. We've obviously saw him in a very different position than where he is now. He was very much attached to Cersei, and the person that we see now is a lot different. We've always known that he's been very, very much into keeping his oaths, except for killing a king. But he had his oath to the people, and the king is supposed to serve the people, right? So Jaime did this act that was incredibly seen as negative by so many people, but honestly, he did something that is quite heroic. So, we got a super chat donation. The prince that wasn't promised got that donation train started. Oh baby, let's get the hype train going, folks. Let's do this. Let's make this stream rain. That's what I like to hear. I'll do a little dance for that. But obviously, the prince that wasn't promised has a great point. Oaths are always contradicting, and we see all of these things happen within the story. What's right and wrong, these conflicts within these characters, the conflict with the human heart. How do we make these difficult decisions and move forward without hurting our family, or without killing someone, or without breaking an oath, things like that, right? And I think that Jaime's had obviously a toughest decision as anyone could ever have. So I think that just based on my experience from reading the Song of Ice and Fire, the books, Jaime's my favorite point of view character in the books, as far as chapters go and reading. But in the show as well, he's become one of my favorite characters. And my favorite scene of all time in the show is actually when Jaime's in the bathtub with Brienne. He's doing the monologue of how he killed the Mad King and how Ned Stark is judging him and whatnot. Oh my God, donation train has started. That's hype. It's awesome because we got like a week left. We got a week left, I think, for earning before Con of Thrones. I think the cutoff is on Friday for how much money I can earn before Con of Thrones, my next paycheck. So you guys are tight. You're hooking me up. I really appreciate it. Mom Ogre, don't you worry. You don't need to apologize for that. But Jaime, back to Jaime. I think that does everybody agree in chat that he's had some pretty difficult decisions to make? And I mean, I'm not saying that Jaime could have done differently, because he could have, but he's definitely been manipulated by Cersei. When he's away from Cersei, he's a much different person. He's able to spread his wings, so to speak, and really be free of all that toxicity from Cersei. But what do we think of Jaime? Because he's had this Kingslayer label, and he keeps on trying to shed this Kingslayer label, right? So for Mama Ogre, Prince that wasn't promised. Hi, we're getting that donation train going. Yeah, Bubba Husky, YouTube did fix the super chat, by the way. Yes, they did email me 2 days ago and said it's fixed as far as going to my paycheck and all the stuff like that. It's not showing, but they emailed me and told me that it's going to be in my account when I get my paycheck at the end of the month. So what does everybody think in the chat? Are we Jaime fans? Like, do we think that he's gonna do? I mean, obviously he's gonna try and do something heroic, right? I mean, that's just in Jaime's nature. But do we agree with Jaime, like where he's at now? He's gonna have a pretty difficult time in the North, right? I mean, not everybody's going to be happy with him being there because of what the Lannisters have done, right? So John St. Baptiste says, I think Jaime will redeem himself. Okay. Thanks for that, John. Kyle Dubb says, what do you think the new nickname will be? King Saver, Queen Saver? Very interesting. I think, me and Gemma talked about this a little bit the other day on her channel on the live stream. I think it was on Friday, how Jaime Lannister is coming full circle. And I think that I could see a situation because of, if anybody's read the books, his dream in the books, the Weirwood Stump Dream, where he's having these realizations, he's having his Lightbringer moment. He reflects to a conversation that he had with Rhaegar, and Rhaegar is talking about, your father hurt my family, and Jaime is like reliving these sad moments and the sadness. And within him, he remembers back to the last conversation that he had with Rhaegar. And I think that we're going to see Rhaegar again in Game of Thrones Season 8. I'm not saying that Jaime is going to be pulled into a flashback with Bran or anything like that, although that would be an incredible twist if we got to see that. I think that, Jaime is going to find out. Jon's going to be revealed as Aegon, right? So the old God Slayer. I like that one, Emilio, based off the Norse mythology stuff, the Nyarlathotep Hotep stuff. That's awesome, yeah. Jaime Lannister is one of the Balerians of Valyrian steel blades. That's very true as well. Mama Ogre says Jaime is effed up due to Cersei and Tywin, but will redeem himself and end up dying doing good. Okay. Jaime and Arya meeting up shall be interesting as well, because they've actually met, but Jaime doesn't know, right? Because Arya was the serving girl. She was wearing a different face. That's also something very interesting, Nicola. Thanks for bringing up that point. Jaime and Arya met, right? And she got to observe Jaime and listen into what he was saying. So how much did Arya hear between the conversations between Jaime and Bronn and Walder Frey and Jaime, right? Will she judge him? Oh, the Maester. Thank you so much. Keeping that donation train going. Thank you, my friend. Nice to see you. And in relation, this kind of relates to some of the shooting news. Does everybody want to talk about kind of a big bomb for Game of Thrones Season 8? Do we want to discuss it? It's kind of a spoiler on a returning character. I can leave it out if anybody doesn't want me to talk about it. But this does kind of relate to Jaime, I think. We don't want to talk about those, Amy? Okay, no, we won't talk about the spoilers. Anyways, but I think that Jaime Lannister, the interaction that we have in season 1 between Jaime and Jon is very interesting, right? And I think that we're going to see a totally different Jaime, because Jaime was very cocky and self-absorbed, and he was very, very much within himself, right? So I think that he's changed over the course of the seasons, as all of the characters have, right? So we're going to see him in a really interesting position. But I think that we may get we obviously got a little monologue for Barristan Selmy about Rhaegar Targaryen and him being in the Kingsguard. I would really be interested to see if Jaime talks about Rhaegar next season. With Bran revealing that Jon is Rhaegar's son. So I'm going to make a prediction here, and I'm going to say that I think that Jaime is going to have a conversation about Rhaegar with Jon, and I think it's going to smooth the relationship over, because the Lannister and Stark tension is still there, right? Because of Cersei and what's went on with the Red Wedding and whatnot. So I think that I think that we're going to see a little monologue in season 8 about Jaime talking about Rhaegar. Would everybody like to see that too? Wouldn't that be awesome? I don't know. I think it would be amazing. Let me know in the chat, everyone, if you would like to see that. And for those who do want to know, yeah, go check out Rars's latest videos. I believe she released it today or yesterday. I can't remember exactly. And Rars became a member of the Legion of Hype. She got an Azor, I think, an Azor Hype pillow. She got a Hype and Love pillow and a Hype and Love shirt. So very cool. She's supporting the channel. Thank you so much for that, Ross. We really appreciate that. Or should I say Helga? Thank you so much. So anybody that isn't subscribed to Rars or hasn't shown her some love, make sure you go and do that. She's a great content creator. But yeah, Jaime with a beard too. He's gonna have a beard in Game of Thrones season 8. He's a good looking guy. I actually think that he's the best looking guy in the show. As far like he's got that strong chin, right? He's got that. Oh, we got another donation. Sweet. It is from Katrin. Thank you so much, Katrin. John St. Baptiste, I got to put you up on the wall, my friend. And the Prince That Wasn't Promised. You want to nominate someone, or do you want to be put up on the wall? There's a new wall of hype. Can everyone see properly? So we have the Hall of Hype, as you can see right here. We have, this is the Iron Bank of Karen. She's got a permanent spot on the Wall of Hype, okay? She's done crazy amounts of donations. She's the biggest patron on the channel. She's been so supportive of me. Iron Bank of Karen, Archmaester Emilio, who always drops his like $1 or $2. He dropped like a $2 donation or $5 donation, like 15 streams in a row or something awesome. The Town Drunk Helen, you all know Helen. Then we got Gemma, because she roasted me on Friday on her live stream. Nancy T, who made an awesome blankets for my mom. We just got it in the mail. She made, you guys remember the blanket that I showed you, the Game of Thrones one? And then we have Amy True, who's in the chat, one of the moderators. We're going to put John St. Baptiste up there for sure, because he's hype. We're going to put Katrin up there. All right. Boom. Let's get up there. I'm going to put John St. B. And then we're going to put Katrin. Did you want to nominate someone to go up on there? Let me know if I'm going to put the Prince That Wasn't Promised. Justin, you know what? I'm so broke, so I'm not hype. We're putting you on the wall hype, my man. Justin. What's your last name, homie? Justin L. You are hype, my friend. There we go. We got some people on the wall there. I'm sure Katrin will be cool with you being nominated as her from her donation. All right. We got that. You like my sneaks, Wes? My Vans? I'll show you guys. I have a Vans collection. I have these, and then I have my Vans old school sneakers here. There we go. Oh, I'll put these. I totally forgot that you can see more of me with the Mac because of where the camera is situated. But so yeah, Jaime Lannister. What's a prediction though? What's a prediction though that we have for Jaime? Like there's a few, right? I mean, we could have Jaime obviously be the Valonqar and die in like a Romeo and Juliet type of scenario with Cersei. I could see a situation where like he kills Cersei, but he's like gets stabbed or mortally wounded or something like that. And then, you know, he goes out in like a blaze of glory. Like I would love to see him blow up the wildfire and blow up some of the army of the dead, kind of as like a last heroic act. And by the way, for those of you who are in the chat, we've decided on names for the people who join on Patreon. We are called the Patron Knights and the Legion of Hype. So everybody in the totality that subscribes to the channel, likes videos, the Legion of Hype. And then, of course, we have the Patron Knights for those of you who support the channel on Patreon. And then we've also decided that everybody that gets hype in the live chat and drops donations in the live chat, everybody that gets hype in the live chat are the Hype Bringers. The Hype Bringers. So for those that you guys wanted some nicknames, you told me, and I said, we'll come up with some. But Jaime will die hero. What's up, Daisy? Nice to see you. Jaime's going to die? And a Cersei and Euron sandwich? Ooh, I would hate to see that. You have been knighted, Kelly. We are a legion, Cartez. You could see him saving Jon, Emilio. Yeah, I could. I mean, going back to the Rhaegar thing, reflecting on back to his dream in the book, you know, Tywin hurt my family when Rhaegar is in the fever dream that Jaime is having, and he's seeing the Kingsguard like Arthur Dayne is and all them. So Jaime's living. I think there's a very, very slim chance of Jaime living. And thanks for that donation again, Prince. That wasn't promised. You my man. Those that comment are called the Hype Bringers, Cindy, Sammy. From the live chat and people that comment in the comment section, the Hype Bringers. So any final thoughts on Jaime? I mean, I think there's, I mean, I would love to see him as Daenerys' army general, Daenerys and Jon's army general. We were talking about that the other day. I think Emilio brought that up, actually, or I can't remember who brought that one up, but somebody had mentioned that, and I said, yes, that's a great idea. I think that, you know, Jaime's kind of going towards that way in the books as well. He's becoming more of a general. He's becoming more of a leader, and I think he would be great for that position. Because he's not a great fighter anymore, right? He's lost his sword hand. Ty Cat Lannister, nice to see you. Tears of Lys poison herself as Jaime and Arya. Whoa, that would be nuts. Everybody likes the Hype Bringers. I'm really happy about that. Hear me out. I think Jaime is part of the Cripples, Bastards, and Broken Things. He is a victim of his sister's abuse. So you think he's part of that surviving group of the Cripples, Bastards, and Broken Things? I would love to. I can't wait for Jaime and Tyrion to reunite either. That's going to be great. Okay, Richard, what's up, man? Nice to see you. How about the Night King makes a pact with Jon and Dany and takes the undead army south and beats the crap out of Cersei? That's savage, man. I doubt that will happen. But that would be an interesting twist. They won't bargain with the Night King. That one's okay, Amy. Don't worry about that comment. Sorry about that, Sarah. That might have been an accident. Jaime really needs to switch the gold hand for a knife, like it's like the skeleton they found. It's all good. Lady Warrior, I still can't believe they haven't given Jaime her sword. That'd be, yeah. I mean, I would love to see Jaime fight again. Wes says Jaime will meet with Edmure. That's an interesting scenario too. Like, do we know we're getting Edmure back? Like, some of these characters, like they got to wrap everything up, right? So are they going to be able to fit these people in Game of Thrones season 8? By the way, everyone, I'm going to show you something. So all of you know that I have Tripodric in the Pod's Eye. I'm bringing this to Con of Thrones with me. I will be using this for interviews and stuff like that with Joe Dempsey and all them. We got some interviews. We got our passes to do that at Con of Thrones. But I also got this as well. It's called the Osmo Mobile 2. And you can kind of see this is where you slot in your phone. I haven't even opened it yet, but I've been watching videos on how to use it. And basically, it's a phone stabilizer. So I can walk throughout Con of Thrones for you guys, and I can bring it to interviews and like parties, because I don't want to bring my expensive camera out to the bar and stuff like that. But I'm going to bring this out with me, and you're going to be able to kind of see behind the scenes stuff with me and Gemma and George and partying and all the kind of behind the scenes footage at Con of Thrones, not just from my camera. So it did cost a little bit, but you guys have been incredibly generous, and I thought that I would invest it into the channel and so I can get some better footage at Con of Thrones. So yeah, it's called the DJI Mobile Osmo Mobile 2. So I'm pretty excited to use it. And it has like slow motion, pan shots, and it actually moves. It's got like a motor that moves it and stuff like that. So pretty excited to use that. Oh yeah, extra batteries, yeah. But you put your phone on there and you can take really good footage from your phone. It has a 15-hour battery life, which is insane. And it actually can charge your phone while you're on the fly. Ask Gendry why he's the fastest. Yeah. Con of Thrones is in like 2 weeks, guys. I'm super excited for that. Well, 3 weeks. I'm getting there a little bit early. But Jaime will be the one to end the Night King, Justin. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Okay. You guys were worried about my camera and that I was going to get a little bit wild. So does anybody think that Jaime could be the one to kill the Night King? The Night King Slayer? I mean, what do we think about that? Could he really go that far even and do something badass like that? Can you get something? Can you get Gemma something on her birthday at Con of Thrones? Oh yeah, we're gonna do something nice. We have planned. We're gonna be going out for dinner on Gemma's birthday. She's a vegan, and there's these really good award-winning vegan restaurants in Dallas. We've been checking them out, so we've been trying to figure out which one we want to go to, and yeah, there's one that's pretty close to the hotel, so I think we're gonna do that. But we're also going to Wolfgang Puck's restaurant. It's 50 floors up on Reunion Tower in Dallas, and it's a revolving restaurant. And they serve world-class Asian cuisine there and sushi. You should see it. We're gonna do like a 7 or 9 course tasting. It's gonna be insane. Wolfgang Puck, 65-6 or something like that. Yeah, but we're gonna do something nice for Gemma. Don't worry about that. But I will make sure that gets to her. Thank you so much. And DKK, I don't know what currency that is, but thank you so much, the Maester. Really appreciate that. But yeah, apparently there's really good food in Dallas. So final predictions on Jaime for me. I think that he's going to go in style. I think that he's going to die, unfortunately, but he's going to get what he wants. I think he's in the White Book and he doesn't like what he sees. I think that's going to be it's going to be bittersweet because Jaime's dead, but it's going to be one of the sweeter moments too, because Jaime will have fulfilled his, so-called dream, I guess, of being recognized along with his peers. All right. So now that we've kind of discussed Jaime Lannister a little bit, I think that we can move on to Cersei Lannister. Do you want to do Cersei, Jon Snow, or do we want to do Arya next? So let everybody vote in the chat. Put a heart if you want Arya. Put a fire sign if you want Cersei, and put smiley face if you want Jon Snow. Heart for Arya, fire for Cersei, and smiley face for Jon Snow. So we got a heart. That's Arya. Okay, Arya. Ooh, fire. Fire, Cersei. Oh, fire for Cersei. Nobody wants Jon. Okay. Ooh. It looks. Everyone wants to talk about Cersei. Okay, it's decided. It's pretty close, but I don't know what those emojis are. It's actually really close. A Danish kroner. Okay, thank you, Emilio. All right, Bubba Husky. That's Santa Claus, and Tubbs. That's barfing. I didn't ask for those emojis. Thanks, Emilio. Okay, we're going to talk about Cersei. So, Cersei Lannister, we saw her last. We don't know what's going to happen in the books. I do think she's actually going to end up on the Iron Throne again in the books as well. And it's going to be really interesting what happens in the show because we have Aegon and the Golden Company and all of that. They're going to be opposing Cersei for sure, unless Cersei pulls some sort of maneuver to like get rid of Aegon. And her and Euron do something crazy, and they ally, and they get rid of Aegon before he tries to take the throne or something like that. But it's going to be really interesting. You know, we didn't really get to see the Scorpion do its job last year. Is she going to be getting more weapons? Is she going to, you know, because she's basically isolated herself from everyone else in the kingdom. Dorne doesn't like her. She's wiped out the Tyrells. She betrayed the Northern Alliance with the Targaryens, and Dany's army. So she doesn't really have any allies left because how's Tarly? Well, Samuel Tarly's father got roasted. Right? So where do we see Cersei going? Is there any chance Cersei survives? Like, I would love a scenario, and I hope Talmasca Dan watches this later. Like Sansa somehow gets her hands dirty and she gets in there. But like most of us agree that Jaime Lannister, her brother Jaime, will take out Cersei, right? Because we've had that tension kind of building. We had that look in the episode "The Winds of Winter," which was foreshadowing for me that they were, you know, obviously going to clash. And then obviously when the whole painted map thing is going on, you know, we don't see the lands of Always Winter because we haven't mapped the lands of Always Winter. We have Jaime standing on the fingers and Cersei standing on the neck. That foreshadowing to the Valonqar prophecy? Because that's something that's really interesting to me. These little visual cues that we have in the books. Obviously, when we read it, there's foreshadowing. George is literally foreshadowing through, you know, his writing, but it's different in the show. You can't just bash someone over the head. You have to be subtle with it. Otherwise, you're just going to give it away, right? Cersei is worm food. Okay, Cersei's going to kill herself. Very interesting. She's definitely going to go crazy, right? Like take a page of the Mad King story and like close off the gates to King's Landing and that sort of deal. Yes, Lena Headey, by the way, props to Lena. She's amazing. I almost shaved off my beard today, by the way, everyone. I came this close. Like I was this close to shaving off the beard today. But Raise the Alba talked me out of it because he said you guys would light me on fire. Cersei is great? No, she is not. She may have a few tricks up her sleeve. Yeah, she's going to try something, right? see exactly. Ray said that you guys would kill me if I shaved my beard. Lena is brilliant, yeah. Cersei will be Dany's handmaiden. Richard, you troll. Get out of here. What madness could cause you to shave? I don't know. Cersei, Daisy. By the way, is anybody in the chat going to Con of Thrones? Let me know if you are. If any of you are going to Con of Thrones from the chat, let me know. Have to go as Tormund? Poison would be too easy. Okay. She just gets, Lady Char says she just gets crazier and crazier until she self-destructs. Okay. Randy Rutherford, if you think this has a happy ending, you haven't been listening. Warmth in Canada has got Kyle crazy. It's true. Aw, geez, name taken. I'm sorry. No carpool from Berlin to Dallas. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mia. That's okay, guys. You get to see it through my eyes. Nancy's going. I know that. Nancy's super hype. The fan fictions, Mama Ogre, I'm not a fan. But Daisy, wow, I love your last name. Kowalczykowski, is that how you say it? Daisy Kowalczykowski? If I said that correctly, let me know in the chat. I can't do. Would be very cool if Cersei's baby is a dwarf and she kills herself. Whoa, and then Tyrion takes care of the child? That'd be nuts. Cersei will be revived by the Night King. Okay, I like that one, Nicola. Daisy Kowalczykowski. I just like saying it. I hope I'm correct. Misty says, I don't believe Cersei will get strangled on the show. The part of the prophecy was never mentioned on the show. That's correct. Very close? Okay. It's a long way from Australia. That's right, Helen. Miscarriage in the first episode. So we have the Daenerys being pregnant and then her actually having the baby and Cersei representing like life and death. That same balance that we've always had through the show in the Song of Ice and Fire, that ice and fire. Stormy says, my tinfoil. Cersei sends the Golden Company to kidnap Sansa. Sansa is killed as a result and brought back by Beric. Arya in Jaime's face kills Cersei. Whoa, that would be nuts. That's super crazy. If all that goes down, Stormy, that would be nuts. You're going to UK Con in June? Yeah. Me and George are also going. Announcement. I guess I'll make it now. We're going to Dragon Con in Atlanta in August. So really excited about that. We're trying to get some press passes to that. Evangeline Lilly from Ant-Man and Wasp, who's playing Wasp, is going there. She was also in one of my favorite shows of all time called Lost. And I want to interview her because I've been doing Marvel stuff. And that would be after Ant-Man and Wasp came out. So we're going to try to get an interview with her. But I'm going to Dragon Con in Atlanta in August. So we're really excited about that. Jon will be taken hostage by Cersei? Ooh. That could be interesting. Noxon, you live in Atlanta? Very, very cool. I'd love to meet up if you want to grab a beer or something. Me and my friend George and his girlfriend will be going. I think we're going to meet up with Aziz and them as well, as they live in Atlanta. I loved Lost. That was like that's my top 3 or 4 favorite shows of all time. Actually, me and my friend Jen, who lives here in Sault Ste. Marie, we're going to maybe rewatch that. I love Lost. Jon becomes the damsel in distress. Okay. Shane McClain, if Cersei is pregnant, who is the father of the child? This is Jaime. Jaime for sure. Evangeline Lilly is my woman crush. Like, I think even more than Missandei is my Game of Thrones crush. But I think that Evangeline Lilly might have the best smile in the world. She's so beautiful. Oh my God. She is absolutely stunningly gorgeous. And apparently she's very, very nice as well. Hot Lana, yeah. We got some more Cersei predictions here from the chat. George Turner, what Cersei and Daenerys end up being BFFs? Fire and Fury? No, I don't see that, George. Some tinfoil, though. Bubba Husky, Cersei's been banging Euron. Jaime again has an alibi. Squid Baby? Ooh. As long as Game of Thrones ends a little bit differently than Lost, yeah. I didn't actually mind the ending in Lost. I loved Lost, honestly. But a lot of people didn't like the ending. Like because there was, the flash forwards, the flash sideways. People were having difficulty interpreting, like, there was the past, the future, the present, purgatory. There's obviously that theory. Were they in purgatory, like, after the explosion? Game of Thrones ends with that giant closing his eye. That would be nuts. Cersei saves everyone? Get out of here, Emilio. Maria, how long do you think Cersei will last in season 8? Till like the last episode, I think. I gotta scroll up here. Christy, New York Comic Con? Yeah, I kind of have to choose, I think, between, unless like the channel grows insane amounts. Unless the channel grows insane amounts by then, I could maybe make it work. That going because Comic Con in Atlanta or Dragon Con in Atlanta is at the end of August into September, and then Comic Con New York's like at the start of October. I know Ray's the Alba is going to be going to New York Comic Con, and I would love to go meet Ray's. He's one of my besties in the community, so I would love to do that. I'm gonna try though. We'll see. I also want to go to Iceland later this year too. There's some pretty sweet 3-day trips to Iceland that wouldn't like put me too much in debt. So I might go film in Iceland for you guys too. It's a wine, baby. Last was epic. I really don't care what they do with Cersei, but Jaime will be going out with her. Yeah, I agree, Storm's End. I think Jaime's situation is obviously tied to Cersei. Here, 1 sec. Oh, I just gotta turn off my alarm here. My phone is going off. Thanks for being so patient with me today, everyone. I know we had that like 25-minute delay on the stream, so thanks for everybody for hanging out with me today on this Sunday and chilling with me in the Office of Hype. Could Tyrion sit the Iron Throne? Yeah, I think Tyrion's actually, the best candidate other than Jon and Dany. Cersei will burn King's Landing to the ground, Smokahontas. It'd be interesting if she took out some of the army of the dead, after being in opposition to, the Starks and Dany and that alliance that's going to be going down, because we know that the Night King has a dragon now and they need everyone to be on the same side. Jaime and Euron to battle. I think it's going to be Theon and Euron. Yeah, Iceland is a dream of mine, but I would love to go check out some, like, the mountain shaped like an arrowhead. Go check out there's actually a tour where they do like the mountain shaped like the arrowhead, the cave where Jon and Ygritte got it on and stuff like that. Some of the other beautiful locations beyond the wall. And I would love to go film that for you guys and like, put that on the channel and go experience some of the food there and some of the culture in Iceland. The Hype Quarter, Hype HQ. Nice to see you, Smokahontas. King Tyrion and Queen Sansa. Yeah, that's a theory. Like, if we're going more War of the Roses, that's kind of more of where they will go with it, I think, perhaps. But we got to know that Jon and Dany are kind of like the Tudors. Will there be any marriage? I mean, there's been a marriage. Wait, hasn't there been a wedding every season? Was there a wedding last season? I can't even remember. I'm getting old. I love seafood. I mean, I live right on Lake Superior, right? Hey, Stormy, thanks for that $10 donation. Really appreciate that. Let's put Stormy on the wall of hype. Let's do that. Put Stormy and let's put Daisy. Let's put Daisy up there too. Let's put Daisy up there too. We got Stormy and Daisy. Got some more hype for you guys. Wall of hype. All right. Lyanna and Rhaegar wedding, right? That's right. We did have the Lyanna and Rhaegar wedding. No wedding in the last season? Well, we're going to get Jon and Dany, right? Where's Telemaska Dan when you need him? He'd be so triggered by this chat right now, saying that Sansa's going to end up on the throne. Sonny McLeod. Telemaska Dan on cue. Oh, my goodness. It's going to be really, really funny. We were literally just talking about you, Talamasca, Dan. Oh. Hashtag Sansa forever, everyone in the chat. Let's get Dan triggered. Oh, that's so funny. Papa Tab, I did message you on Patreon, by the way. You said you had something to talk about, so I did message you back. I'm trying to catch up to all my emails and stuff like that. Okay, so Cersei, she's going out, right? Like, chat, let me know. Heart if you think Cersei lives. Fire emoji if you think Cersei dies. Feel better, Papa. I know how migraines, man, migraines are no joke. So fire if Cersei dies. Heart if Cersei survives in the chat. What do we think about that? Nobody wants Cersei. Oh, Princeton wasn't promised. Get out of here. Little Husky likes the Santa Claus one. G's name taken. The fake news emoji is also acceptable. Let's put this up a little bit. There's been a disturbance in the force. So I think like 95% of you think that Cersei's going to die. Talamasca Dan sensed a disturbance in the forest as Sansa was being mentioned on stream. That's absolutely hilarious. Thanks. Oh, Preston, Blackfire, a song of hype. I like the new name, my man. I love the new name. I know, Baba Husky, you're a huge Cersei fan, aren't you? Happy belated 4th. May the 4th be with you. The force is strong with you all in the chat. The hype is strong in the chat with you all. We only hype here. We are the hype bringers. I'm doing Spock while doing Yoda. What the hell am I doing? Another thing we're going to be doing at Con is we're going to see Solo on opening night. That's my best Chewbacca impression. I'm super excited for Solo. Is anybody excited about Solo, by the way? I'm super excited to see it. May the hype be with you. Yeah, we can get like, we could do so many different t-shirts and like sayings with hype, right? Like may the hype be with you. The hype is strong with you, like the force, that type of deal. Spock and Yoda together just made sense, yeah. Donald Glover is key. When I was in Atlanta, if some of you watched the show Atlanta, I went with Aziz and Ashaya and Sean, them from History of Westeros, and we got to go to the restaurant where they have wet lemon pepper hot wings, and they were super good. They were really good. I'm going to have to eat every fucking chicken in this room. Got the hiccups from laughing, Amanda? The hype is strong. I think Solo is actually going to be really good. But Cersei, we're going to wrap that up on Cersei, and we're going to go to what do we want to do next? We want to do Arya Stark or Jon Snow. Put fire for Jon Snow and put a heart for Arya if we want to talk about Arya. Hype is coming. Ours is the hype. Hype is strong, like growing strong, I guess. So heart for Arya, fire for Jon. Okay. I like that. I like that fire emoji, Emilio, by the way. Ooh. There's a lot of hearts. All right, we'll talk about Arya next, and then we'll finish up with Jon, and we'll do some Q&A shenanigans since I was late for you guys today. I think we're approaching the 1 hour mark, but we're gonna go for about an hour and a half today. And thanks, by the way, everyone that's still here. We've got Talamaska Dan in the chat, Nameless Hero, Bianca Funk, Tina Sarah, Chrissy of Oldstone, The Maester, Amanda Duncan, Daisy Kowalczykowski, Smokeahontas, George Turner, Cartez, Lady Warrior of House Tinfoil, John of House St. Baptiste, the maker of cocktails and drinks for the House of Hype, Eduardo Blanco. We have Steffi's, we have Wesley, and I'm sure we have a bunch of other people here. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I really, really appreciate it. Love doing these Sundays with all you guys and hanging out and relaxing. Beyond, did we say Justin? Storm's End. We have Hezekiah Angel. Oh, I like that name. Noxygen, Mama Ogre, Tycat Lannister, Kelly Lossman, Sonny McLeod, Michael Smith, Sherry McLean, the prince that wasn't promised. I do okay impressions. I can do Cartman from I can do some impressions. We got 3 Designer, Climbboy4242, Eldrick First Timer. Welcome. Everybody, let's work. Is there any first timers here in the chat today? If so, if you're just hanging out and you don't feel like typing in the live chat, just let everyone know, hey, it's my first time here. We welcome to the Legion of Hype. And if you feel like you don't want to chat, I totally get that. I know some people just like to watch as well. But if you do want to join the conversation, you're more than welcome to kind of ask questions or whatever, you know what I mean? And hang out in the chat if you have like a theory that you want to bring up or something like that. 3 Designer, been a few times. Very, very cool. Maria, I don't think Arya is going to kill the Hound. Let's start off with that. I thank you for that, by the way. Thank you for your comment. Bye, Helen. Thanks for hanging out. I don't think that Arya is going to put a sword through the Hound's eye. I know you think that's foreshadowing, but I just can't see it. The Meister, first time. Thank you. Once or twice, Kelly. But yeah, I think that Sandor, you know, if he does die, he's probably taking down his brother. I actually think he might survive now. I don't know. In the show, anyways, I think he might survive. He's one of those cripples, bastards, and broken things, right? So. But I think we have to have some sort of interaction between the Hound and Arya, right? I mean, he had his proud papa moment last time, right? When he was talking with Brienne on the way to the Dragon Pit. So Arya is seriously badass, though. That fight scene with her and Brienne was, I love that. The Hound is a survivor. Yep. This is kind of turning into a Hound discussion too, because Arya and the Hound are so connected, right? Arya and the Hound are going to bro hug. I would love that as well. I can't see Arya as a lady. I see Sansa with Gendry. I talked about that in my last video on Gendry, how there was a possibility that Sansa was going to end up with Gendry. I don't personally foresee that, but that is one of the options. I know a lot of people would like to see Arya with Gendry. I see them as more of like a sibling type of love. You know, it's more platonic. I don't think they're going to end up romantically involved. But I mean, it would be interesting. I mean, that's just not in Arya's nature, right? And we had the whole thing last season between Arya and Nymeria. So I think that we gotta kind of take that kind of foreshadowing too. Like, would Arya even stay in Westeros if she survives everything? Which I'm assuming she will, because George R. R. Martin's wife Her favorite characters are Sansa and Arya especially is her favorite. So I don't think that George is going to kill off Arya. I could be completely wrong. In the original outline, she was one of the survivors. So, but I think Arya makes it. She's just one of the best characters. Her story is just amazing. That's not me. Hashtag that's not me. Yeah, correct, John. That's not me. We saw how Nymeria had her own pack, and I think that it's quite interesting. Maybe we could see Arya turn, like, at the end of it all, she could go to Bravos or west of Westeros, like Lady Crane was talking about, and we could see her, possibly have her own pack. She's always been juggling being a tomboy and all of these different, especially through all of her chapters. She's had so many different names. She could still be Arya, but she could express herself in a way that she feels comfortable with. And I think that, as far as like gender topics go within the Song of Ice and Fire and the Game of Thrones, Arya is very close because she is very tomboyish and she doesn't fit the typical description of a female heroine. You know what I mean? So of course, through movies, we get this romanticization of, like beautiful women and stuff like that. And not that Arya isn't beautiful or anything like that, but she's more, more masculine in her behavior. So. She will live at the end. She won't settle in Winterfell. Okay. Arya is like Lyanna. Very, very good point, Eduardo. I think you're spot on the money there. And I think the Clegane Bowl also has to happen, and she kind of has a hand in that. So I think that that's something that we have to talk about. Thanks for joining, Tycat. See you in the next one. We have another live stream on Friday on the channel. Thursday and Friday we're going live, and Friday Gemma will be joining me, and we're going to talk Ragnarok and Westeros Part 3. We're going to discuss Jormungand and the Tree of Life Yggdrasil. John Baptiste tinfoil, she becomes the kindly lady. Ooh, so she goes back to the House of Black and White? I don't know about that. I see her more as like Nymeria and her 10,000 ships, or when Bilbo and Gandalf leave Middle Earth and they venture off. Arya is Wonder Woman one journey? Okay. Arya is very similar to Batman, actually. Arya is very similar to Batman. Welcome back to the House of Black and White. That's super interesting, Eduardo. After all that transpired, I don't know if I could see that. What do you think? You think that she would be welcome back? You would like to see Arya mercy kill the Hound? I think if the Hound's going to die, that's how it's going to happen. Arya will mercy kill him. And it'll be one of the saddest moments ever. Yes, she does represent the stranger who is both male and female. I mean, we talk about the Valonqar as well being gender neutral, the word. Wouldn't it be interesting if Arya is the representation of the stranger, which is also the Valonqar, the representation of death? That is also something that's quite interesting, right? How the stranger and the Valonqar are kind of similar. That's why I think that Arya is the best candidate other than Jaime Lannister. She will be killed in Worgen to Nymeria. That would also be, I mean, her second life in a wolf. Arya trained with the League of Shadows. Hey, Jormungand, we were just talking about you. We're actually going to be discussing Jormungand and the Tree of Life Yggdrasil and Ragnarok in Westeros Part 3 before we go off to Crown of Thrones. Sorry, Wes. Pizza rolls, not gender roles. Steffi's, what if Sandor accidentally kills Arya when she has someone else's face? That could be something tragic that happens. Arya is messing around and she's wearing someone else's face or whatever, and she gets killed by someone like Jon even. That would be tragic. I think Arya is going to survive, peeps. I disagree on the Arya biting the dust here. Yeah, we do have our next Citadel of Hype episode on next Friday, and Gemma's got her camera situation figured out, so she will be gracing us with her presence on Friday. Arya turns into the Night Queen and kills Cersei? Wow, that'd be nuts. I don't think Arya is going to die because she is literally the servant of death. So I don't think death is going to take her. Arya, yeah, and Talamasca Dan, Arya is George R. R. Martin's wife's favorite character, Paris's favorite character. I haven't got to play Eldritch Stone. I haven't got to play God of War 4. I don't have a PlayStation, unfortunately, and I haven't been gaming for months, actually. I've just been so busy with the channel and all that and working on getting back into shape. But I love all the God of War games. They're great. Alisa, is Con of Thrones a live broadcast? We are going to have a live stream at Con of Thrones, but there is no live broadcasting at Con of Thrones. But I did get this device, the Osmo Mobile 2, and it is possible that I do take some some live footage walking around for you guys. So you will have to all pay attention to the updates on the channel to find out if I am going live at Con of Thrones or not. I might have something special for you guys. There will be plenty of updates. If you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and you do follow the community tab, if you comment at the community tab on my YouTube page, I will be doing updates there as well, like sharing pictures and stuff like that. And if you do follow me on Facebook at Azora Hype, I will be dropping updates there as well daily from Con of Thrones. So for those of you, like, we won't be able to go live all weekend, but I will be able to share a lot of the stuff with you because of some of the gear that I got. So yeah. So what do we think about Arya Stark? Let's make some final predictions for her. Where does Arya end up in the end of the story, everyone? What do we think about that? Like, do we think that Arya bites the dust? Is there no possible way Arya is George's wife's favorite character? I mean, she is pretty badass now too. She's got to that point where she's become very, very strong and a very good fighter. She's learned some pretty crazy techniques. What do we think about that? Put a heart in the chat if you think Arya is going to survive, and a fire emoji if you think she doesn't survive. She will forever. What do we think, everyone? Fire emoji if she doesn't survive, a heart if she does survive. So fire if she dies, heart if she survives. George's wife must be a patient lady. Yes. Wow, it's overwhelming that you think Arya will survive. That's awesome. I would be crushed if Arya survived. She's one of my favorite characters. Too many Starks have bitten the dust, says Preston. Steffi's heart. That's conflicting. That's fire and heart. So which one is it? She's got her pack now. You found the Sansa emoji, which is nuclear. So it's pretty. It's a consensus. You guys think that Arya is going to survive, right? All right. Let's discuss one more character. I said I was going to discuss Jon, but you know what? I'm going to let everybody in the chat decide the last character we're going to talk about today on the stream. So I said Jon. We can still talk about Jon, but if you make your suggestions in the chat, I know a lot of you will say Sansa, this to trigger Talamasca Dan, but what do we think? Who do we want to discuss next? Brienne? Okay, Daisy, Jon. Dany, Jon, Tyrion. Okay, we got a few for Jon. Jon Snow, Tyrion. Oh, it's close between Jon Snow and Tyrion. Bronn, Tyrion. Still think Jon? Tyrion? Jon or Tyrion? Okay, we're deciding between Jon or Tyrion, everyone. Let's do that. Jon or Tyrion? It's tied between Jon and Tyrion. Okay, Jon is in the lead now. Tyrion. Jon. Okay, Jon. Tyrion. Ooh. Tyrion, Jon. Jon. Tyrion. Ooh. Okay, you know what? We'll do both. We'll do Jon first, and then we'll finish with Tyrion, okay? So we'll do two more. We'll make the stream a little longer today. We'll do since it's really close. So we'll do Jon and Tyrion, and we won't do Sansa because that will make Dan unhappy in the chat. So Jon Snow, we're gonna start off with him getting back to Winterfell. Do we have a reunion between him and Arya? We must, right? We have to get that, right? So everybody wants the Jon and Arya reunion, like we're getting that. You think we have to get that, right? That's got to be one of the biggest moments we're going to see in season 8, right? Full Stark reunion. That's a great point, Amanda. Daisy says, if there's no Jon and Arya, I'm a hate. Yes. If North and South Korea can do it, George. Oh my goodness. Eduardo. He has to ruffle her hair. Oh, Daisy, no. My heartstrings, do not. My heartstrings, Daisy, you're tugging on them. She beats him in practice while sword fighting? Whoa. Reforging needle into Valyrian steel? She's got that Valyrian steel dagger. Wow, Justin, that would be badass. Yeah, Daisy hitting us right in the feels, right? Like, what the hell, Daisy? I missed you, sister. I missed you. I can't do it. I can't do a Jon impression. I can do like Tormund and Davos and others. Reforging needle, that would be sweet. And that would represent the transformation of Arya as well. You know what I want to see is badass armor for all the Starks in Game of Thrones Season 8 too. The reforging of needle, oh my god. Stick them with the pointy. Dual wielding Valyrian steel. She gets needle and the dagger. She like crazy dual wielder. Oh man, that would be badass. John St. Baptiste loved that comment. Needle is perfect, says Mia. That was the last sword that Mikken made. It's a great point, Amanda. Valyrian steel armor would be awesome. Yeah. I don't know if we're going to get that in the show. I mean, obviously, Euron has that in his Forsaken chapter. Aldrich Stone says that would be sick. Valyrian steel armor, says Steffi's. Off topic alert. Yeah, we kind of just went into talking about Valyrian steel, right? Do we get a Sandor and Arya reunion? Yeah, Visenya, we were talking about that now. And Sandor says, you're a murderer now? Whoa. That's crazy, right? So, Arya, she's going to be back at Winterfell. We're going to have a big Stark reunion. We have to get that no matter how short it is. Jon's going to be named as part Targaryen. That's going to be shocking to everyone. Also, great point, Talamasca. I really want to see Jon and Valyrian still armor and Drogon and Rhaegal having armor. Oh my god. I want to see Drogon have armor so bad. So bad. I just want him to look all crazy and like spiky everywhere and stuff. But Arya, where do we think she ends up? Is she the Valonqar? Is she just going to end up being some badass fighter in the War for Dawn? Like, I mean, we're talking about Arya. We're talking about Jon now. Sorry. I'm getting confused now because we just talked about Neil being worse. But Jon, do we see him getting a new Valyrian steel sword like Arya maybe gets a new needle? I had a brain fart there. I've got it mixed up in all the topics. You guys are distracting me in the chat. I'm reading the chat too much. So Jon, though, I mean, obviously we get him back in Winterfell. He's going to find out that he's Aegon Targaryen, right? An heir to the Iron Throne. We don't know how Dany's going to feel about that. I actually don't think there's going to be much of a problem because they're going to be distracted, and then Night King's going to swoop in and do his thing. But Longclaw is fine. Yeah, I know most people think about that, but we got Samwell Tarly with Heartsbane. I mean, someone bigger like Sandor could wield that, right? Sword of the Morning. He's going to be a daddy too. Yes. That's right, Eldrick. Tyrion and Jon are the two biggest as far as chapters go in the Song of Ice and Fire series. So we got to assume that Jon's going to have a very big role to play. And I've always thought as Daenerys, Jon, and Tyrion being like the three main characters, with Arya being a close one after that. And then you can kind of roll Jaime and Cersei close after that. She takes someone else's face so she could fight alongside Jon because Jon won't allow her. I don't know. So obviously Winterfell is going to get attacked by the Night King, right? And there's going to be a huge battle there. Maybe they get out through the crypts of Winterfell through a secret passage or something like that. And, we obviously know there's vast cave systems ranging all the way from, the wall in the north. I mean, we talked about this a little bit the other day about, the idea of things happening in threes. Body, mind, and spirit. Bran was there in spirit at the Tower of Joy. Samwell found out about it with his mind through books, and then Halland was actually there. So is that going to happen? Is Halland going to confirm Jon's parentage? Like, is that going to be a thing? And we know that Ghost has to play a big part too, right? Like, Ghost, come on, man. Give us more direwolves. Dany would be even more turned on by the reveal. Yeah, I could see that. Dan, I will also be triggered if we don't see Ghost. Yeah, I really hope they show more of Ghost. Hashtag free Ghost, by the way. Donnie, Jon and Dany. Are Jon and Dany going to have a kid, though? Like, we got to assume that, right? Like, that's going to happen. Jon and Daenerys are going to have a child together. That's going to be one of the biggest things, right? In season 8. Because we talked about, having something to live for. And Benjen said you don't know what you would be missing and all of that. And, obviously Maester Aemon talked about doing your duty. But, if she's pregnant, that's a huge deal, right? Because they both know they're in line for the Iron Throne. And they both want to break the wheel, right? Jon wants to save the realm, and Dany wants to break the wheel. So the baby dragon wolf, twins. A lot of people think it's twins, right? Are we in a consensus in chat on this? Put a heart emoji in the chat if you do think that Jon and Daenerys are going to have a kid. I think they are. They're going to have a baby together. Just because all this crazy stuff is going on doesn't mean we can't have that, right? I know, Daisy. Some people don't like the. The light is right in my eyes. Let's do this. It's beautiful, but it's blinding me. There we go. I can probably see me a little bit more clearly, too. A boy and a girl. Ooh. Heartbroken, George says. It bounces us. It bounces us. Got the detective. Got to put the cells on the windows. It bounces us. Nancy, go enjoy Infinity War. It's absolutely amazing. You'll enjoy that, the crap out of that. Miscarriage. Oh man, Wes, that is heartbreaking. I don't know if I could take that. Jon wants a son and Dany wants a girl in the books, so they will have two. That's a great point, Michael. Did I just assume their gender, Visenya? Yeah. What if the baby comes out scaled but lives? Whoa, so a dragon baby? A dragon wolf baby? That would be interesting. Dany dies, though. That's the thing, too, right? Like, does she die in childbirth? Does she survive? Does she survive? I can't speak today, apparently. Now, here's the thing. Here's the big question. Is the Iron Throne going to be melted down in the end? Right? Is that going to happen? Are we going to see Jon be king of the realm? Like, is the Iron Throne going to be around? Is Jon going to sacrifice himself? Because he's always been willing to do that, right? The big question is with Jon, I mean, I think he's going to survive. I think if it comes down to him and Dany, he's the surviving one. But they both could go down. That would be crazy. Yeah, I think it's like the one true ring. I think it has to be melted down. The girl survives and the boy is given to the others. Whoa, that's nuts. So there will always be like this idea of war with the Night King and the others. All right, let's make some predictions, everyone. Jon Snow. Does Jon Snow survive the Song of Ice and Fire in Game of Thrones? Put a heart in the chat if you think he survives, and put a fire emoji if you think he doesn't survive. Heart for survival, fire for not. Ooh, there's a lot of fire so far. I don't like this fire. Jon survived. Okay. Come on, more hearts. We need more hearts. Okay, Talamasca Dan, you're on point now. I forgive you for all of your Sansa hate. Well, there's more hearts than... This is a pretty mixed one. A lot of people that think that Jon might sacrifice himself. Now, if Jon doesn't survive, Tyrion Lannister, I think, would make a great choice for the Iron Throne. I think that if Jon dies, Daenerys might not even stay in Westeros. I don't know. I really want Jon to survive, but I could see Tyrion being in that situation where Jon and Daenerys die, and then Sansa and Tyrion raise their kid or something like that. So, but I think that Jon lives and Dany dies. I think that's the bittersweet ending for Jon. He doesn't get his true love. You know what I mean? The prince that wasn't promised. Ghost is going to get cut from season 8 for more Sansa scenes. Well, that would kind of still make Talamasca Dan happy. So we'd have less whinging from Dan. Hey, Johnny B. Crazy. Nice to see you, my man. Excited to see you in Dallas. Legion of Hype can't stay, but keep up the great work. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, they're going to make us weep one way or another, right? What do we think about Tyrion, though? I mean, the look he gave at the after boat sex was pretty precarious. Some people think that he made a deal with Cersei. I actually think that these looks started happening when Daenerys said goodbye to Jon. Obviously, I don't think Tyrion's going to betray Dany, but I do think he knows that love in Westeros is this incredibly hard thing to accomplish. Like, it's just a hard place to live, man. Westeros is dangerous. Tyrion is working towards establishing some sort of democracy, which to me is why he seems sort of worried about Dany and Jon getting intimate. Yep. Tyrion will be the biggest bank in Westeros. Okay. I don't think Tyrion was mad. I think he was concerned. Love is bad for politics, John says in the chat. We are talking Tyrion Talamasca, Dan. Tyrion, I think, knows the North is not going to be happy with Jon being with the Targaryen. I think that he knows that as well. Tyrion's a very, very smart individual. You can even argue that Tyrion is as intelligent, if not more intelligent than anybody else. I mean, Davos is wise. Tyrion is incredibly intelligent. Samwell is intelligent. Bran is ascended. But Tyrion is very smart. Tyrion will not betray Daenerys. Tyrion is totally in love with Dany. We always love the wrong woman. I don't think Tyrion is in love with Dany. I think he loves her. I think he loves her like loves their friendship. Like they've done a lot for each other. I don't think it's romantic love though. Yeah, Bran is in the weird net. Bran is a achieved Doctor Strange like weirdness. I drink and I know things. That's right. Tyrion does do that. He loves her, but not in love. Correct. Yes. So what do we think about Tyrion though? Like this is he a secret Valonqar? I mean, could he be actually be the Valonqar? Could we see the same repeat scenario what happened with Shae with Cersei? You know what I mean? It's still his sister, so it'd still be a pretty hard thing to do. Sherry says, I don't think Tyrion is the good person that everyone thinks he is. Okay. What do we think? What do we think about Tyrion? Does he end up on the right side? Like he's one of the surviving members of the Cripples, Bastards, and Broken Things, right? Like I for sure think he survives. Put a heart in the chat if you think Tyrion survives, and put a fire emoji if you think he doesn't. I want to see. This one's going to be pretty interesting. I think people will be split on this too, because I've seen a lot of people say that Euron might get him, and I don't think that at all. Heart. So a lot of people are thinking that Tyrion's going to survive. I think he's the best candidate to write the Song of Ice and Fire other than Samwell Tarly. I think he's going to get a happy ending. I think that's one of the things we're going to get. I think Tyrion will have a happy ending. I forgive you for not finding the fire emoji, Talmasca, Dan. Exactly. Tyrion is too clever to land the clever. Yeah, we have a lot of characters that are the reincarnations of these legends in the Song of Ice and Fire. Lose his tongue? That would really suck. I really hope he doesn't. I think Tyrion's going to survive. Tyrion should die, in my opinion. It would be unique and unpredictable. Yeah, he's a fan favorite too, right? He remains the hand of the king to whoever wins. Ooh, I like that. I still think the Iron Throne will be gone anyways. In the books, he is definitely not the same Tyrion as we see in the show. Tyrion lives and creates in the light in the show. Okay, I would love to see that. I saw Canadian Geese today and thought of me. Well, that's nice that you're thinking about me, Dan. Survive and still talking? Okay, Firminus B, you think Tyrion is still going to have his tongue? What if Bran reveals to Tyrion that Tywin is not his father? Whoa, that's a good one, Justin. Tyrion being a Targaryen. So Daenerys, Jon, and Tyrion all being heirs to the Iron Throne. That would be interesting. If that happens, then I don't feel good about Jon and Daenerys surviving. Bronn gets his castle. I would love to see that too. I think it will be Sam writing the book as an older man played as George R. R. Martin. Travis, that's a good one. Yeah, I didn't really enjoy season 7 for Tyrion as much either. So final predictions for Tyrion. Most of you think he survives. I think he survives as well. I think he's one of those 7 or 8 people. I think there's going to be a round table, like a night, King Arthur type of deal, Knights of the Round, and he's going to be one of those people that's super influential and important to the end game of A Song of Ice and Fire. I think Tyrion. We got to remember too. He made a saddle for Bran, or at least a design for one, so he could ride a horse. And I would love to see something like that made for a dragon. We know that Daenerys just hops on and gets on there, but maybe armor for a dragon or something like that. Him and Samwell Tarly working together, and him and Bran working together. Obviously, he's going to be at the center of a lot of things, and a small man can cast a very large shadow. So I think we're going to end it there today, everyone. It was an absolute blast hanging out with all of you in the chat today. We got up to like 95 people in the chat today, so that was really awesome. I really appreciate, of course, all of your support, all of you who smashed the like button today. We have 77 likes, so thank you so much for that. And thank you for putting up all my technical difficulties in the beginning, for waiting for 25 minutes for me. So that was fun. And of course, thank you to all of the donations and the super chat today. That was great. You guys got a nice donation train going. Really, really appreciate that. We are now 116 we have 116 patronites on Patreon now. If you do want to help support the channel, I put the link in the description of this video. And a big thank you, of course, to all of the patrons and those who support the channel on Patreon. Really, really appreciate that. I got some special stuff coming for you, as well as a big thank you to all of you who have donated to the GoFundMe. I think we're like $120 away from our goal. So really, really appreciate that. All of your generosity and kindness. Super, super amazing. Thank you so much. And we are 16 days away from Con of Thrones, everyone. And I'm really, really excited. And getting super hyped to get some interviews for you guys. We're going to be recording our panels and just getting some awesome footage for those of you who won't be there at Con of Thrones, and so that all of you can feel like you were celebrating it there with me. And we got a late donation train addition from Preston. Really, really appreciate that, my man. But thank you so much for joining me today, everyone. I believe In Deep Geek has a live stream going on right now. If you're into Westeros, so go check him out if you want to go do that. If not, thank you for coming to hang out here today. I'm going to have a Samwell Tarly video coming up for you, and we do have another podcast for you on Friday, Norse Mythology Part 3, the Citadel of Hype podcast, everyone. So thanks so much for joining me today, everyone, and I'm going to see you all in the next video. Let me see how I stop this stream. Hi.